Ladies and gentlemen, let me thank you for your awesomeness, your love, your support, your prayers. Like 2 days ago on the 3rd, I was freaking out because I was $350 behind on rent. I passed out. My landlady knocked at my door, told me I had till Monday and she wouldn't charge me any late fees, which saves me $100 from being homeless. And then we are now $130 away from saving Thor News for 2019 and January. Plus, hopefully another extra 50 so I can go get my concentration medicine from the pharmacy so I can make a bunch of badass edited videos because it helps me get the focus to sit there for 10 hours and only think of editing. So I just want to say I love you guys. Shit is crazy, but I think 2018 was an anomalous year of just wild wackiness. Now, it's going to be wild and wacky, but I think we're better prepared for it, and every planet won't be retrograde. What we're looking at here is a giant kind of strange thing in the sky. I don't know what they're calling it. This is in South America. As the Leo King has mentioned before, the sun is already ready. And the sun is changing. We are changing. The earth is changing. So let's all change well together, shall we? As one earth team. Now, if we're watching, a lot of times science like to say, the sun is not very active. Oh, a special shout out to Rashid. Thank you, sir. You are a great soldier and a good friend of Thor News. But if we're watching, can you see activity anywhere in the sun? Can you see anywhere in the sun that is showing activity? I can. It's everywhere. Whether it be there or there or there or the giant coronal hole. Last time I checked, we were getting hit by the fast solar wind stream, which will make our atmosphere more energetic. And on top of that, right about now, the partial solar eclipse should be happening for Asia, Russia. And so that's interesting. And it will even make the atmosphere even more excited. So now we are focusing heavily on these storms that are hitting the West Coast. And if at any point you think I've played up the West Coast situation, I want to remind you, please don't hand me my report card until the situation is actually over, which would be about 2 weeks. Okay, because we got a couple storm systems coming in. We got this one feeding in moisture from the south. And last time I checked, it's had a chance of tropical development. We got another storm coming in, although a lot of it, the moisture is being sucked up into Alaska. Lucky you, Alaska. And then you got another wave behind it, and then behind that is another wave. And so it's going to be a pretty rainy period for the entire West Coast from Alaska, Canada, Washington, Oregon, California, and then Mexico. So we are actively monitoring that. Where did I put it? Doom, 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 doom. I need to find some music when I can't find the right tab. There we go. Okay. So we're now looking at, this is the rain level. Hold on, for some reason it draws it out all crazy when it just sits there. So we're now looking at the rain levels that are actually coming into California. Once again, I want to point out, this is a multi-day system. And we got a couple things we want to be watching. So this is the one I'm really concerned about. And then you got another one after it. Because if you'll already notice, its nose is pointing south. And so if this tends south, then that means the West Coast will get hit with the brunt of this. And the models haven't been very successful at figuring this stuff out with much advanced warning. They give us ideas, but not necessarily good ones. As you can see, we have a whole ton of moisture entering into Baja, very South California. And all this moisture is going to reappear back in the United States and then go east. And I think the models have been underplaying how much of this moisture is going to show up and possibly expand. So that is why, these are the reasons why I've been watching this system, because there's a whole lot of moisture going on. especially coming from the equatorial electrojet line. One of the crazy things is we've been told that the Earth is not perfectly round, that it bulges in the middle. It's bulge water. There's a lot of extra water at the equator due to radial velocity. So, but for whatever reason, they always show us pictures of the Earth as perfectly symmetrically round. Perfect hydrostatic equilibrium, I believe they call it. But that's, I don't know, dude, everything's weird. And then another thing that's been kind of not stressed, let's call it heavily concerned, is that I've been watching that Caribbean spot. And remember, in 4 days, exactly 1 year ago, is when we had the 7.6 earthquake in the Caribbean, which is the biggest known earthquake ever in the Caribbean. And so the spot I've been watching, that earthquake happened about here, I believe. And so all this ocean dryness that I've been obsessing about is near the spot where we had the 7.6 earthquake last year. So I'm kind of watching for, I don't know if we'll get volcano activity, earthquake activity. Maybe nothing will happen. I don't know, but I wouldn't count on nothing. And this is why I'm concerned for not only myself in Houston, but anyone in the South America, Puerto Rico, all these islands that I hear are totally beautiful. And technically, all these islands are made from volcanoes. Did you know that? I don't know if you did. Cuba. I love everybody. And then today, I just checked out. We had a 6.8 earthquake off. I guess it's technically just off the Ring of Fire in Brazil. I'll work on saying Brazil cooler. I always think it's interesting. Like the African earthquakes, we've seen more, which are weird. Okay. And so right now, it looks like we might be getting 60 mile per hour, 50 mile per hour wind gusts up into Northern California. This storm will continue to move east. And so it's going to be a wave after wave after wave pattern. The good news is that once this halo thing goes off Uranus, Uranus will be direct. That will mean every planet in our solar system is finally direct after a year of retrograde. And I firmly believe that the alignment of the planets are significant and they all exhibit significant energies, frequencies, motion. It's all very important. Okay, so over the next 7 days, and so as you can see, it is predicted that the West Coast will be getting a lot of rain. This is 5 to 7 inches, all the way from San Francisco up into Oregon, and then parts of Washington and Canada. And so here's a hot, dry spot, the pressure system. And weird is that, for like 3 years, this spot right here was farther east. And so that's why in my opinion, all of the moisture was going up over it. And now that the spot has moved, the moisture is coming around and down and then coming from the equator and up. So California is poised to get a lot more rain unless this changes over the next month, possibly 2 months. We'll continue to watch. And so right now, the highest I saw last night was 239 rivers flooding. So we've had 20 rivers go down. So that's encouraging. Except, like I said, we have a whole lot more moisture moving in this wave after wave after wave pattern. You're still watching for possible development here. And as you can see, watch, notice how it skips. So it's like full, and then kind of just splits it apart in the middle. So I actually think these storms are going to be bigger when they move east, I'm sorry. Because they usually expand. It doesn't run out of moisture. Never seen it when it just kind of runs out of rain. And so, like I said, we're just dealing with storm 1, then comes storm 2, then comes storm 3. I'm pretty sure there's a storm behind it. We got a typhoon going on, which is highly anomalous. This activity is highly anomalous. We got a lot of anomaly shit going on these days, man. But you know what? It's Asteroid Fight Club. We've been through it. And then we only got 30 hours left until the 6-year, 3-month Scorpio cycle ends on the 7th. And Scorpio goes into Sagittarius, thank God. I mean, Venus goes into Sagittarius, and we end the Scorpio period officially, which means I might actually get a kiss and a hug again, ladies. That is very exciting. So we're looking at the wind, and as you can see, whatever the hell is going on in the oceans is just snafu bar crazy. Wild, shall we say. And so, you know, yeah, I mean, the Weird Weather Watch is definitely up a tick and up a notch. Let's check out our giant pressure system. Oh, look, it finally did split up, although the main pressure areas are staying. And what's weird is this is where the eclipse is happening. The eclipse will pass, thanks to this information from Dabu 7, over here and then kind of end on the Aleutian Islands. So the moon blocks out the sunlight. So the natural process that the atmosphere is already used to will be disrupted. And so it's definitely going to add some more wind, weird weather. So everybody be ready. Now, I may have post-traumatic stress disorder because 5 days after the 2017 eclipse, Houston, where I live, got hit by Harvey. So, I definitely think eclipses add energy in many different ways to our atmosphere. So, we're definitely on double tick, triple tick, Asteroid Fight Club high alert. Now I'm already 12 minutes in. So let's do a rundown of the GFS, the 2 GFS thingies. And we can check out the storms. Man, that looks extra white as they come in. And if you'll notice, a lot of the moisture is coming as a more southerly angle. And then it moves out. And so, yeah, Texas, we're going to be getting some rain too. Whoa, dude, what was that? That was in the... You can't really trust the models. They give you an idea. Although that's a 969 low, which is like a hurricane low. So, yes, that would be a nasty storm on the 18th. Though it's 2 weeks away. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be a storm. And that one looks kind of super nasty. Super mega nasty. Actually, let's go to the bigger one, baby. All right, so that way we can watch all the boink. Load faster. So watch the, see that second storm that I'm the most concerned about. And notice how it pulls a lot of the moisture. Oh, dude. Yeah, it's not pulling as much moisture up into Alaska as it previously was. Whoa, look at the moisture. Look at the rain bands in the East Coast. That is crazy. It's wild. It's all kind of super wild, you know. And I love you. Okay. Okay, we're going to do the regular GFS. So the rain will clear out of the West Coast by Monday night, hopefully. And then you'll get another wave coming in. And then we'll get a low wave coming in. So, man, even Southern California's getting in on the mix. And then another wave coming in. And then that shoots up. And that doesn't even count earthquakes, volcanoes, and shit, man. So, I'd like everybody to be cool and stay cool. I had to get out of the house last night, drive around, refresh my energy, and yep, that's what your Planetary Defense Commander looks like. I like to go to my Jupiter spot. It's a nice place. They still have their ornaments up. Haunted by hips, always. Marriage. Man, that lady's been standing at that thing for, I don't know, 2 years now. She still ain't been married yet. And there's a job. I like the stick. I'd marry her just for that staff. It's like a Gandalf staff, man. Asgardian Games. So, I want everybody to be cool and stay cool. We will make it through this together as one of our team. for updates on all your up-to-the-minute weather. Twitter is a wonderful place for that. Hashtag WX Twitter. The team is fantastic. This was that crazy low pressure system moving over the United States and is finally exiting. This was from 8 hours. Because my stress relieved, I slept for like 10 hours a day. Best sleep I got in a long time. Last night energy when I was driving around was the best energy I have felt in a while. Selena Gomez came on the radio while I was driving and I turned to pudding. Check out Cranky Weather Guy's blog for everything coming up this week, next week, possibly now. I'll ask him politely to spend a little more time on the West Coast if he can, because I'm a bit concerned, and he can help me figure out how high my concern levels should be. Just want to say thank you guys again. I love you. I appreciate you. All the love, all the support. There's no way I would have made it through the Scorpio period without you guys. 6 years of getting this shit kicked out of me. I don't know if you knew this, but it used to be that I would win and everything was kind of easy to me in a way. And that 6 years of losing, really 3, losing again and again and again and again and again and again and again, no matter what I did, it was hard for me to take, man. You know, so you guys helped me through. Hopefully things will start to get better in the near future. And if you can, continue to support me. I got $130 to make rent on Monday. I got a good feeling I'll make it. I don't want to get cocky. And then, like I said, I'd like to get an extra 50 so I can get my concentration medicine because I want to make some badass edited videos. We got a blood moon coming up on the 22nd, full-on blood moon. And things are just weird all over. There's so many stories. I don't have time to cover them. Although I could give up a night or two of sleep to make some badass edited videos if everything works out. So I will be around and giving you guys the information. This is your update. I love you. I'll leave my PayPal link in the information box and in my comment section. And everybody stay cool. Like, let's try and have a chill 2019. No matter how weird it gets. It's fight, flight, or surf. And Asteroid Fight Club learns to surf and dance. And so try to stay chill. Remember, they're trying to trigger you. They're trying to get you upset. So don't let the bastard drag you down. Be your best you if you can. All right. Everybody stay cool, and I'll talk to y'all in the future.